that dandelion just died and turned into a being of the afterlife. And now it's
Welcome, everybody,
and
to Super Mario 64 on the Nintendo Wii.
And in fairy society, when a dandelion dies, a fairy is supposed to drag it down to the torturous land of fucking crocodiles with large knives.
Wow.
It's like the fairy of the flowers. We're gonna get so much insight into fairy society, Biscuit. Little forest fairies.
Wow. Fairies, can you believe it?
What an insightful educational day this shall be.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I don't care.
We're not gonna learn how to play the game!
This isn't a game to the forest fairies, Biscuit. This is life and death.
But what if the people at home wanted to see, like, what you're doing, like, how you're doing this with, like, gameplay mechanics and all that?
I'm not doing anything. We are simply observers. This here is young fairy Lip. She had to leave home at age of 3 weeks to work in the mines. And by mines, I mean dandelion mines.
I mean, you know, that's average life of a fairy.
Indeed. She has to go to the dandelions for 23 hours every day and fucking mine away its pollen so that she may wrap her little siblings in pollen for the night so they don't explode in their sleep.
Lip, come sit at the dinner table. Your son's home. Oh, would you shut the fuck up, woman? I was in the dandelion mines for 48 hours today.
And you just hear the children exploding in the other room.
I couldn't do the voice, and I made my voice scratchy.
That's okay.
Like, I could do it, but then, like, I started doing it and immediately I got choked up. Wow, you did on, like, 14 seconds. Sorry, I had a sip of water. Whoa.
Alright! And this little rabbit is Lip's overseer. They make sure that the fairies don't step out of line and oppose their societal role of the forest critters. Fairies are subjugated by the forest critters.
And
my favorite colors, red
thing
and
over
purple. Lip's not allowed to have favorite colors.
The little, like, circle clock thing with the bow over there, that's like the foreman that's like, hey, you gotta get this many blocks done today. You going into the dandelion mines, this is how many blocks you get moved. 1.
This is how much I care. 0. Lip has big shoes on. She needs them so that when she steps through the woods, the soil does not evaporate her feet because fairies can't touch dirt. It burns them, and sometimes there's like dirt flying through the air, and that burns through their wings, and that's part of why they have such a low lifespan. They don't necessarily like die by just like dirt in the air, but if they're like prolonged exposure to dirt in the air will like deteriorate their health condition, and they will just sort of fall apart.
And see, that's why it's really messed up when people draw fairies without like any protective footwear, because like, you know, you're basically killing them. And you're doing that, and you're happy about that. You should feel bad about yourself.
They're going to
Absolute
die.
monsters. Yeah, they're going to die because I'm going to grab them and I'm going to squeeze them and crush them in the palm of my hand.
And when a fairy dies, they have a special funerary tradition of taking their shoes, which are the only parts really remaining, and turning it into a yummy cobbler.
See, the problem with fairy shoes like yours is that they turn into a delicious berry cobbler. I was trying to do something with the chaotic good barbarian. I couldn't think of anything at the moment.
Not clear, well.
Whoa!
Lip has passed on from this life, and her children will carry on her legacy.
For about
like
15
this fucking
seconds.
thing.
What is this? I don't like this.
This is Lip's distant cousin who lives in the Air Kingdom instead of the forest, which is a very different experience for the fairies.
Oh no. Oh man, they're gonna have to get freaking killed now. They did not. They gotta get. They're not in the dandelion mines. They're up in the sky, avoiding all their responsibilities.
No, they have different responsibilities in the sky.
Never mind. This is why you're the fairy expert, Harry, and I'm just the guy that sits here and starts talking. And that's why you're the expert, Perry.
Why don't you tell us a little about the air fairies?
I don't know anything. The air.
Or the fairies, as you may call them.
The fairies. Are we the air fairies? Aren't all? Well, I mean, they fly, so technically, by technicality, they could all be considered air fairies. You guys remember that, like, Velociraptor, like, no, what is it? The Velociraptor meme? And he's like doing a thing. He's like, oh, shouldn't all be blah 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 Pokemon types be fighting types because they fight? It's kind of like that. It's like, oh, wouldn't all fairies be air fairies because they can fly?
We still need a word to refer to these different fairies, Biscourt.
Well, I didn't know you wanted a different word, honestly. I didn't understand the problem.
I did want a different word. I just want you to tell me a little about how the air fairies live their life up in the clouds with their funny rainbow bridge between their houses.
Well, you see right there, yeah, you already got a good thing. That's exactly, you got good observational skills. They got the rainbow bridge that connects houses to houses. And honestly, you know, you're like, well, how can they walk on that? Because a rainbow is just like a reflection of light, right? It's just like, you know, it's not actually something you could step on. And that shows how much you know, idiot. You actually can step on a rainbow, just nobody's ever been brave enough to do it because they think it's a reflection of light. But in reality, it's like a solid object. It's like literally a solid beam of...
That's why the air fairies wear shoes. If they didn't wear shoes, they would fall from the rainbow. Sometimes they wake up in the morning and they go out to go get their dog from the fucking pink titty shed, and they forget to put on their shoes and they fall through the rainbow and they don't have their wings ready yet and they fucking fall to the earth and melt in the dirt.
Yep.
Air fairies are particularly prone to dirt damage, which is why they're so high up.
And the difference is, it's not the fall, it's not the, like, you know, when it's not the fall that kills them, it's the dirt. So they are very much aware while they are falling, and then they hit the dirt and then they explode. Disintegrate into nothingness.
Yeah, they disintegrate. They only explode if they just don't have warmth during their larval stages in their sleep. I have two moves.
That stupid house over there with like the one wing on it. Like, look at that. That's only one wing? Okay. That's like, you know, the hierarchy. Like, one wing is like, you know, you only have one wing, then you're not, you know. That means you're kind of in poverty.
She can't fly with it. She needs this bird.
Exactly.
Fairy
bird
service.
With a bow tie.
Not fairy as in F-A-I-R-Y. Fairy as in F-E-R-R-Y.
The fairy's going to the ferry. Have you ever wanted to marry a fairy on a ferry?
No, I don't think so. Fairies don't really have marriage in that sense. They just kind of like, if they ever find themselves attracted to another fairy and end up kissing them, if they both lock lips together at the same time, then they're just stuck together physically forever. They don't need another fairy to reproduce. They just sometimes like sneeze really hard and then there's like a smaller fairy in their larval stage in front of them. They grow within their nasal passages.
Exactly. And that's why whenever a fairy, you know what they say, you know, whenever a fairy sneezes, a fairy is born. Sometimes
usually more like 4.
4. Oh, now how is this gonna work?
Now see, the little bird in the bottom is a larval fairy. It may look like a bird, but it is in fact not. It is just a larval fairy.
And so is the little bird on top that's in the clouds over there with like the spinning eyes. That's also a larval fairy.
No, that's just Hank.
No, that's just Garrett. That's just Garrett.
Garrett the ferret, who is a bird.
Garrett the ferret. It's one of those, like, you know... It's one of those things where it's like, you know, Garrett the ferret, but he's a bird. It's like, you know, mountain chicken, but it's a frog, right? It's like one of those... you know, it's like, you know...
I don't know any of these things that you were saying because they're not fairies.
You know what? I don't know what I'm saying either, honestly. I'm just talking. I'm just trying to fill up the dead air, you know?
Who killed the air? The fairies are gonna die?
I don't know. I feel like
They need that.
You know,
They need that air.
we need an air Skylander to replenish the air in this system to get the fairies back. Did you know Persephone in Skylanders is also a fairy?
We call her a fairy, but she's not like a nature fairy. She's just like a fantasy fairy.
Exactly. She's one of them. You know.
It's like Santa's elves versus like Tolkien's elves.
There's a comic little like comparison drawing. I love it so much. Where it's like, you know, the regular high elf, and it's like, oh, the beautiful like elf queen. She's like, oh, looking down on you, mere mortal. You make me laugh with your short lifespan. You're so pathetic and embarrassing. And then it's like Santa's elves. And it's just like this little gremlin elf that's just hammering a wood train. It's like, I gotta make more wooden trains for all the kids that didn't even ask for them. It's kind of funny. I think I said that to you before, but it's my favorite thing.
Very possibly.
It's funny.
Shit.
Oh. Perry, what did you do? The fairy's gonna die now. Perry, you just killed that fairy. On the ferry. I thought you were gonna marry them.
Why?
Perry, how would you react if the fairy wanted to marry you on the ferry?
2 weeks. Till death do us part, sneezes of the dirt monk.